I got to come down and see you and see the affiliate community that you're engendering. But first of all, I guess for people who don't know you or about your gyms, tell us where you are right now and a little bit about your affiliate.
Well, we started in 2008 in a park, like so many people back in the day. And in 2009, we opened our first small garage gym, like literally less than 1,000 square feet. And less than a year than that, we moved to a nicer, larger facility where we were for 7 years. And then we opened a second gym because in West LA, there's no space for one bigger gym. So we ended up with two small gyms. And now we're just transplanting to a bigger space here in Culver City. So outside of that, we also have the Venice Barbell Club, and we just purchased Kauai CrossFit in Kauai.
That is so cool. Tell me again just about the Kauai. It's almost an experiment, right? You thought it was really fun to build a community in one place. You could try and transplant that to another locale.
Yeah, there's a couple reasons we did it. One is my wife and I met in the Virgin Islands, so we have some island lifestyle in our blood, and Kauai is a place that we've been and we really wanted to be a part of. I went out and met the community. They were great. It reminded me of my gym when I first started, a small community that was really tight, and we were hoping to become a part of that and help that gym out. So it really felt like a no-brainer. And there's direct flights from LA. So
Yeah, easy. I can't wait to come visit, by the way, because I mean, Venice was fun to visit, but I think Kauai is going to be
I
even
know.
better.
Yeah, a
And
little cool factor for our members and our coaches too.
one thing when we were talking when I was in Los Angeles for the liftoff was about your background, and it really spoke to me because I think it's such an important point about the fact that really being a coach or especially being an affiliate owner, you're really in the service industry, and I don't know if you can kind of expound on that thought or rehash that with me about your background and how that kind of fits in.
Yeah, I actually like when I meet a new coach or a new staff. It's actually one of the number one things I talk about, which is that's what I think differentiates me with some other fitness professionals. Is that my primary background is just working with people and thinking about their experience versus focusing on just the fitness side and maybe like the kinesiology and all that stuff. I think about what's it like to be someone that's never done this, walking through the doors, learning something new in a community, that intimidation factor, all of those things, really taking it from their perspective. Because I feel like there's a lot of people in the world of fitness, not just CrossFit, that think I have answers, and when someone doesn't commit to it, it's kind of on them for
Yeah.
not committing, right? And I think to myself, when someone doesn't sign up, I think, what could I have done to get them to be here? What service am I not offering, or how could I have changed my approach to get them to be a part of the community? Because we both know that everyone would benefit, right? If they
Right.
just show up and participate, they'll see that it's for everybody, and that the community is accepting, and it's really just about getting them in the door. So
Yeah.
that's where my heart is.
Yeah, and obviously that has led to tremendous success in terms of business and expanding to different locations. And I want to use that experience that you have and change the lens now. And essentially, the reason I'm making the call today is because someone reached out to me on social media. She's a trainer in Alaska, and said, "Hey, I'm kind of doing this for the first time, and I'm curious on how I can increase participation in the open for first timers, kind of within my gym." So I want to start lay the lens of your experience over, I guess, competition first, and then the open second. So we talked about this when I was down there already. I'm going to make you re-say your answer though. How does competition benefit this community that you've created?
It's one of my regular hashtags. I say competition is good for the soul. In the right environment, and we saw it at the liftoff, people PR, right? They do things that they thought were impossible. They have to confront their fears, that anxiety of being kind of under the lens with a judge there in a different environment. And we think that all of those things, while they can be scary, have translations to real life. Putting yourself outside of the comfort zone, taking your training that you do every day, maybe you take it for granted, and giving it purpose. And I think that's something more people need. Is a lot of people, you hear it a lot, they train because they want to look good, but the second you hit register for a competition, it's like your whole world changes.
Yep.
You just start thinking, like, if it's a CrossFit competition, I would say the second you hit, the button, you immediately are aware of all the things you cannot do.
That's so
right?
true. Yes.
Like, oh God, what if it's this? What if it's that?
Right.
So I think it forces people to confront a lot of those feelings, which are good, and beneficial to do for life in general.
Yeah. Okay. And with that in mind, I can only assume that I'm looking. Okay, with 263 signups last year in the Open, you guys must give them an additional push, or you must have a little bit more persuasion, or you must have some way that you tell these guys or encourage them to sign up for the Open in addition to just attending regular CrossFit classes. What is it?
Yeah. So, last year was our best one by far. We get better every year, just with how we kind of explain it and motivate people to sign up. And you guys know it's standard things like, oh, I'm not a competitor, or they don't even really understand what the Open is. And so we started normal, just, hey, sign up. Whoever did it. Oh, you don't have to sign up, but do the workouts to try not to put pressure on them. 2 years ago or 2 Opens ago, we started doing the intramural, make some teams in-house. And what we did the first year was we took all the people that signed up and then we drafted them onto our teams.
Yeah.
Right? But last year we had a genius thought and we just drafted everybody in the whole gym.
Into the same team?
What's that?
Into the same team? What do you mean?
No, so we have a bunch of coaches. We made 4 teams. 2 coaches are the captains of each team.
Oh, I see. So everybody, no matter whether they sign up or not, is on the team.
Exactly. So what we did was we had the 4 team captains draft every single member in the whole gym.
Nice.
And then we contacted the members, said, all right, you've been drafted. Now go sign up. And it worked brilliantly. It was like, you got to get that ball rolling where, it's people want to feel like, oh, I'm getting left behind. It's everyone else is doing it. And last year was really, it showed how much better that works, and then we do it like 2 weeks out so that we have time to come up with a team name, design T-shirts, and they have up until that first workout gets, solidified that Monday to commit to it. And so you're building up this enthusiasm and word of mouth that whole time.
I have to tell you, I've spoken to, let's see, so I spoke to the folks from CrossFit Yaz, who had 228 signups. I spoke to who else did we talk to so far? We had CrossFit Choctaw, 204 signups. And we spoke to CrossFit Blade, 162 signups. Everybody's done this intramural style Open.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because
when did you incorporate that?
Like I said, that was we've done it 2 years now. This will be our 3rd year.
Okay.
And I think that's behind the scenes, right? This is the beauty of the affiliate model, where things that work you share and you get to experiment, and then people might hear what I'm saying. How we drafted everybody that didn't sign up, like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then you just, you take what you hear is working. And it also allows for the community for the people that are like, oh, I'm not a competitor. It's like, no, this is just a community event.
Yeah.
So when you try to explain it on the global scale, for some people that just is overwhelming. They just can't wrap their brains around it. And this, they're like, oh, it's an in-house event. Because when I talk to the Open about people that don't know what it is, they feel like it's happening somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like they've seen it on TV, or they'll watch even your guys' videos, and they feel like it's at some other gym.
Right.
Like it's really like the first year members. It's such a unique concept that you got to bring it to
them. You have to cater to them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
How about this? What do you find for people who have done the Open multiple years? What keeps them going? Or do you have people that have been doing it since? I mean, I assume you guys probably started in 11.
Yep.
You got people who have been doing it. And what keeps them coming back for more?
I always say, I'll just take my personal experience. Going through opening gyms, having a kid, is just kind of like a benchmark for it's not that just want to see how much better I did than last year. I know going in this year isn't going to be my best year, right? But it's just a memorable benchmark for my life and my fitness at that moment.
Yeah.
I can remember every year how I performed and what my life was like leading up to those workouts, right? It's like, oh, my performance wasn't good because that year I was opening the gym, or and
child number 1 right here.
Exactly, right? So it's not just about always trying to beat your score, but I think it's just a reminder of how your life will impact your fitness. And that is, for the CrossFit nerds out there, what health is, right? Your fitness over time. So for a lot of the old timers, I think it's that. It's just part of the process. It's a reminder to measure your fitness. And then there's a lot of people that it really is, they're still on that upward trend where every year they get better. They're better at the advanced skills. They're stronger. And so they're just really excited to see what all their hard work has done.
How about advice for maybe an affiliate who's never run the Open, who finds it a really daunting thought to incorporate the Open into what they're doing right now, which is really just trying to stay on top of things and get their business, off the ground?
I think most gyms, I think most gyms do something like a Friday Night Lights, or we do what's called Saturday Open Game Day, and just set that one event. And I think don't complicate it outside of that too much. As many people as can show up to that. We don't even have like judges assigned in advance. It's just, the community is going to support each other. And you tell people it's just like any other workout, except you're going to have a judge.
Yeah.
But, show up and do a workout like you do every other day. And I think just focus your energy on that one good event and go from there.
It's kind of an excuse to get the community together anyways, which will kind of snowball into keeping your business going.
And just for anyone that's experimenting, we found more success with Saturday than doing Friday night.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, because you hear Friday Night Lights a lot. That's good to hear. I didn't think about this, of course, because you kind of get stuck in your own bubble. But the guys in Yaz, I didn't realize in the Middle East that Friday's a day of rest and Sunday's a work day. So they work Sunday through Thursday.
Interesting.
Isn't that funny? And so Sunday is one of their biggest days to do it. But okay, cool. How about maybe any mistakes you've made or any like little things? Somebody mentioned earlier, you sign up and you pay, but you forget to register your affiliate, or you don't think about what's going to take to run an event, or I don't know, any mistakes you made or things that you're doing even now to prepare that you think people could benefit from?
That's a tough one. I would say, really it's about, the biggest thing is preparing. Yeah. Since we've done this a couple of years, the mistakes we made were in the past where we kind of waited last minute to figure stuff out. Like the draft, we did way too late the first year, and we didn't have time to get like everything organized and figure out how it was going to work. And then also our scoring system for the in-house intramural thing.
Yeah.
The first year we ranked it so that it wasn't as inclusive in our scoring. So we changed this. You want me to go over how we score?
I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be great.
Basically, after we figure out how many signups are there, we have the men and women ranked on the same. We don't do separate men and women. It's just ranked top to bottom, best score. And what we'll do is, based on the number of people signed up, we'll take the top. Last year, I think we took the top 100 scores. I think we just did a nice round number like that.
Okay.
And then so they get extra points if you get in the top 100. And then if you just do the workout, you get 1 point.
Nice.
So if you score poorly, you can still contribute to your team, and other people are all getting ones as well, right? So you don't feel like, fuck, I got last place.
I'm the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, right. People felt bad.
Right.
That they didn't do well, so they get ranked with other people, and the top performers get rewarded a little bit more. And then additionally, the team doesn't get like really penalized if you miss a workout or something. Right. So we messed up some of the scoring stuff. So always think about that experience for the people that are new or intimidated or just kind of beginner athletes, that they feel like they're not bringing their team down, or they don't feel like, it's not a negative experience. Yeah,
that's really cool. Actually, it was Choctaw who said that they have points, some sort of a points for inspirational performance. And then CrossFit Blade had one where they'll do, like, 1 week will be a canned food drive, and 1 week will be some other sort of charitable giving. And so sometimes the members who actually will do, like, quote unquote worst in the open workout will contribute the highest score, so they'll get drafted first nowadays because people know, Sally's got her shit together and she's going to crush the can drive, so she's going to be on the intramural team. I thought that was really cool.
Do you know about our mock update show?
Tell me. Oh, dude, I've seen it, but tell the people that don't know about it.
Yeah, so we this is something we did last year. It was really successful. We were fortunate enough to have a media team and people that help us out. So we set up our own update show. We got some sponsors to help us out each week, Progenics and Romwad and Reebok, and each week we had some prizes to give away. So we would, after you guys would announce the show on Thursday, we would that night film our own update show, talking about the workout, people we thought that might perform well. We'd recap from the previous week and just have some fun with it and have like a special guest. And so that was awesome, like to put together for the community.
That's really cool. Hey, Skype,
yeah,
you got to Skype me in this time.
What's that?
You got to Skype me in this year. I want a piece of it.
Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, we would do a Spirit of that Week award where people could win prizes and stuff too. So
awesome. How much pride or ego is attached to the number of people that participate from the gym? Like 260, or maybe ego and pride is not the right word, but how much does it mean to you to boost that number?
Yeah, I mean, I say that's my job, is to get people to do what I think is in their best interest, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're scared. So it's last year felt great, and I feel some pressure this year, honestly, to get that number to go up. It's like, man, how do we do better than last year? So it's more about that for myself, of just trying to get as many people involved, because I know once they do that they're gonna be glad that they did. So
cool. Can you isolate a favorite memory? And I know it's probably hard to pick just one, but it could be either of your own personal breakthroughs. It could be of a loved one, or even maybe a client who, like we say, like you push past your limits, they get PRs, things like that. Does one pop out?
Man, what stands out for me for just the open? I would say, I think it's those. I mean, it might sound cliche, but it's the muscle up moments. There's just a lot of those first muscle ups, whether it's bar muscle ups or ring muscle ups, that when people get their first one, it's just the best every time.
I love like the kicky legs, like they're up there and they never want to come down. Awesome. Dave, thanks so much for joining us, man. I really appreciate your time always.
No problem. Thanks for calling.